Hello everyone, welcome back to Jikook Diaries channel, a place where every little touch, hidden glance, and sweet moment between Jimin and Jungkook feels like a puzzle piece that reveals a love story so warm, so subtle, yet so powerful. And today, we're back to something extraordinary, something that makes armies pause, smile to themselves, and maybe even scream a little silently. Because yes, you probably guessed it, Jimin did it again. Jimin, with all his subtlety, again performed a secret gesture for Jungkook. And this time he did it right in front of everyone. In front of the camera, in front of the other members, in front of the staff, and of course, in front of millions of armies watching. In Jikook's world, nothing is truly coincidental. A small glance, a fleeting hand movement, the way they stand, even the way they adjust their body distance. It all always feels meaningful. And if we're talking about someone who can't hide their affection even when they try, then it's Park Jimin. We've seen him pay attention to Jungkook for years, whether discreetly or overtly. And this latest moment only reinforces one thing. Jimin always has a way of showing his feelings, even when the world is watching. The moment begins in a relaxed yet energetic setting. A behind-the-scenes shot without the intention of showing any specific interaction between the members. But, as always, the camera's natural motion captures something beautiful. Jungkook is focused, perhaps waiting for a cue or simply daydreaming. All the members are busy with their own activities. But Jimin's gaze immediately falls on Jungkook as soon as he enters the room. The way he turns quickly, as if reflexively, as if his body is programmed to look for Jungkook before focusing on anything else. The first thing that catches ARMY's attention is the expression on Jimin's face. There's a small, subtle smile, so fleeting that some might miss it. But for those who have followed them for years, it's more than just a smile. It's an "oh, he's there" smile. A smile that appeared unforced, unconscious, because someone he cared about was nearby. And then, it happened. A small, simple, yet meaningful gesture. Jimin walked over, and as he passed Jungkook, he did something that couldn't be ignored. A touch. Quick, yet intense touch. Jimin placed his hand on Jungkook's back, as if in a gesture of reassurance, support, or simply to say, "I'm here." It wasn't a formal touch. It wasn't a touch done for the cameras. It was a personal touch. The kind of touch someone makes when they feel comfortable with another person. A touch that doesn't need words to explain. And as usual, Jungkook's reaction made the moment even more suspicious. In the best way. Jungkook, who had initially seemed focused, immediately glanced back, and as soon as he realized it was Jimin, his face changed. His eyes softened. His lips turned up slightly, as if he were trying to suppress a smile but failing. There was something about the way Jungkook reacted to Jimin that was always different. Jungkook could be so relaxed and cool in front of others, but once Jimin was involved, he changed. He became softer, warmer, more. The real Jungkook. What really got ARMY excited was the fact that Jimin did this without caring who was watching. There was no attempt to hide, no quick movements to avoid the camera. He did it so naturally, as if the touch was completely normal for them. And that made it all the more clear that this kind of interaction wasn't uncommon for them. It was part of their routine, part of their relationship, part of their life together. After the touch, Jimin didn't immediately walk away. He paused, stealing a glance at Jungkook, as if waiting for something. Whether it was confirmation that Jungkook was okay, or simply enjoying each other's company for a second. And Jungkook, without saying a word, gave him that tender look. The kind he only gives to someone he trusts, someone who calms him down, someone he often seeks out in a crowd. That small interaction sparked a huge discussion among ARMY. Many noticed how their dynamic continued to develop, continued to strengthen, and continued to become increasingly difficult to describe as just friends. Jimin seemed completely comfortable showing affection, while Jungkook clearly accepted it without hesitation. There was no awkwardness. No sign of it's just two people who know each other so deeply that body language speaks louder than words. Looking back over the years, this moment feels like a continuation of the same pattern. From the way Jimin calms Jungkook down when he's nervous, to the way Jungkook always looks at Jimin even when no one else notices. From the way they seek each other out backstage, to the way they stand too close for no apparent reason. From the sweet moments at Run BTS, to the spontaneous interactions at concerts, to the meaningful moments they sit next to each other in interviews. It all builds a picture of a strong and deep relationship. And now, this secret move is just the latest addition to their long list of interactions. What's interesting is that, while ARMY sees it as something big, for Jimin and Jungkook, it seems like it's just part of everyday life. Something they do without a second thought. Because when someone is that important in your life, little things like touching their back, making sure they're comfortable, or making sure they know you're there, become natural. Some fans even argue that Jimin has a special body language he uses only for Jungkook. The way he touches, the way he calls out to you, the way he leans down to listen, or the way he bows his head when Jungkook speaks. All of these things show a connection that goes beyond the formalities of an idol. Jungkook, on the other hand, always shows subtle reactions that are hard to hide. His eyes soften, his voice softens when Jimin is around him, or the way he moves a little closer whenever there's space between them. Ultimately, these moments, though seemingly small, are a reminder of how strong their connection is. How deep the relationship they've built over a decade. How every interaction, no matter how small, feels meaningful. And how, importantly, when we talk about Jikook, we always get little surprises that make our hearts warm and smile. And as usual, Jimin did it again, in a way that was sweet, secret, yet obvious to anyone who really paid attention. A secret move that's no longer a secret, because the world has seen it and fallen in love with it. Thanks for watching Jikook Diaries today. If you enjoyed this discussion and want more hidden moments, in-depth analysis, and sweet stories about Jimin and Jungkook, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. See you in the next video, where we'll reveal even more little secrets between the two of them. Sarangi, and keep witnessing their love.